Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I'm gonna finish getting this all set up, which shouldn't take too terribly long, because I did most of it already. Um, yeah. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna explain it once now, also so I can put it in YouTube. But today, just like last year, I'm going to be going through a list of every video game that I have recollection playing, and a few that I don't, for whatever reason. Some of these are different sizes, and that's going to infuriate me pretty soon. So we'll fix all that. But yeah, I'm going to go through every game that I have a recollection playing or a record of playing, and I'm going to rank them in objective order. Uh, First, let's start by making all of these the same size, because I can tell. Boom. First try. Um, this list is up, uh, unchanged as of current. Somewhere it's visible. I believe. Sort from A to Z. I just want to sort this column. Sort range alphabetical. There we go. Some of these are duplicates, which is unfortunate. I'm so sorry, guys. I really thought that this was sorted properly. Oh my goodness, this is going to take so much longer than I wish it would. If you like what she sees, what she sees. I think that's how you spell Pikachu. goodness. I'm locked in, believe it or not. Potato, Breath of the Wild, Blair Witch. See, I think what happened is that I actually did grab all of them and put them in the alphabetical order before we started. And then I've tried to do it again. Could all just be a rock in her shoe. Sort range. Sort. I'm glad blank falls as last. Okay, so we have 182 games that we are going to go through and put on this objective list. Starting with IDARB. IDARB IDARB is a, as it is described when you look it up, a chaotic 8-player esport jumping future arena ball game. It is a very odd sort of twist on a sports game. It's soccer, really, and it's a good time. Because of like just how the list is right now, I'm gonna put it where it was last year, and we will start there as our sort of baseline. A game about digging a hole is a game about digging a hole. And I can certainly say with confidence that that is a better game than IDARB. A little to the left is a fairly relaxing game where you sort things into categories based on their patterns, and I would say that I enjoyed it less than I enjoyed IDARB. Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion is a fun Adventure Time, like classic RPG, and that's really the only way to describe it. I would say that I enjoyed it more than a little to the left. But less than IDAR. And we're gonna shift this over until it can fit the entirety of, I think, the longest title on the list. Yeah, I think it's also what last year's had to work around. Air, Memories of Old, best one so far. by far. It's a game about flying. I never finished it, but it is a very fun game. I don't actually know where I put it last time, but if I know it's on this last list, or it should be. Air memory of old. Here we go. So we're gonna put it right there because it already goes there. Amnesia, Machine for Pigs. I did not play a lot of this game because it's scary. I think it's also on this list. Yeah. I don't think it's. I know that the list is objective. It was objective last year. I'm going to make another category, and it is going to be games that I need to play more of before I can judge them. And that is going to be where this first goes. Set this background white. And then we're going to set the background of this one specifically. I think it's this gray. Need to play more. Because there's some games that you just need to play more in order to form a real, like, helpful and solid opinion. We're just gonna do that little trick where we go in here and sort it again so that it knocks them a few upwards. And we're probably gonna do that a lot. Among Us. Where did I put it last time? Ooh. Among Us probably isn't terribly high, but I can't imagine it having been low either, just because I enjoyed it. It might not be on here. Wait, hold on. It's not on there. Okay, small oversight on my part. I think definitely not more than Air Memories of Old, but definitely more than a game about digging a hole. I I don't like Among Us anymore particularly, but it was very important to me, which is an objective way to look at it, of course. Animal Crossing New Horizons. This one is going to be. I know it's on here already. You will notice that it's pretty low. I just. I didn't enjoy it that much. I think I definitely enjoyed it more than A Little to the Left. Truth be told, I think A Little to the Left is not going to make it in the top hundreds. We're actually going to just move it down here. But no, I probably enjoyed it more than Pirates of the Caribbean as well. Yeah. Another Crab's Treasure is a Souls-like game about a crab. I also probably need to play more of it, but I did play through a good chunk. I played through more of this game than I played through of Air, or not Air, of Amnesia. And I think generally at about the 3 hour mark, which I definitely got to in this game, is when I can start making objective decisions about it. And I think that this game is fine. I think I enjoyed it. Oh, an okay amount. Probably, all things considered, less than more than Animal Crossing. Because I didn't enjoy Animal Crossing, but not more than IDARB, because IDARB is important to me. Now, oh, this one's gonna be fun. My Assassin's Creed opinions are great, truly. But first, let's do Origami. We're gonna put Origami where it was, because I know I enjoyed it more than most everything on this list. I still go back and play through some of the levels. I didn't finish it, and I can't get any further because I'm not very good at the game, but I do enjoy that game. The first Assassin's Creed game. I do not particularly like the first Assassin's Creed game. I think I inherently enjoy it more than Pirates of the Enchiridion. Pirates of the Enchiridion is a okay game. I think where is Pirates of the Enchiridion on here? Yeah, it's way down here. I don't think it's that bad of a game, but I also think a little to the left is going to be moving a lot further down. Actually, that's what I'll do. I'm going to put this exactly where it was, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it here for now. All right, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I had fairly objectively ranked this low, but as there is a new way for objectiveness to happen, it's going to be moving over to I need to play it more for the sake of I need to play it more. I really only played an hour-ish of it, and as mentioned, you really need 2 to 3 hours to make it a real objective decision about anything, you know? Now, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I think most of the Assassin's Creed games are going to end up about where they were. I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is going to go higher than it was, I think. Actually, no. I think there's a lot of really good games in this list. All I know is that Assassin's Creed Odyssey is officially going to be going above Assassin's Creed Valhalla because I have recently started to notice some of the joy in Odyssey. I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a very fun game to go back through and play just a little bit at a time. Now, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'm just going to put all of these kind of next to each other. I really like the Assassin's Creed games. I do think Shadows is the best Assassin's Creed game that has ever come out. So I'm going to do that there. Avowed. Avowed came kind of out of nowhere, and that's the end of our A's. Avowed came kind of out of nowhere as a game, at least in my perception, and Sword Range. Yeah. Avowed came kind of out of nowhere in my perception, and it hit me really surprisingly because I enjoyed it, but after a little bit, I realized I didn't enjoy it. And this is another thing that I experienced with Skyrim. If you remember back when I streamed a little bit of Skyrim, I enjoyed Skyrim until I realized that I didn't actually enjoy Skyrim. I think it's ridiculously unfair to put it beneath a game about digging a hole. Actually, I think a game about digging a hole might be too high, anyways, because I think Idar was too low, is really the issue. We're gonna put that there, actually. Yeah, I like that. Balatro. What is there? I don't have to describe Balatro. I think most people have played it. It's not a very expensive game. It won Game of the Year a few years ago. It eats your time away. I enjoy it. I'm not very good at it. I'm not going to put more effort into it. Purely for the sake of the dopamine, it's going here above Idarb because gambling, but this game's really good and I think more people should play it. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is a very, very good game, but it's not going up here anymore. In fact, I'm gonna mess with some people. No, I still think it's remember this list is objective. This is not my opinion. This is not my preference. This is a real objective truth right here. Baldur's Gate 3 is a middle of the road Assassin's Creed game. Batman Arkham Knight, I did not play enough of this. Some of these are on here because I wanted to convince myself to play them more. Blocks, Julius Caesar. This is not the kind of game I like, and it's a bad version of it. Bioshock Remastered. Bioshock Remastered. I know it's on this list. I also know it's pretty low on this list, all things considered. If I'm being honest, it's going lower. It's definitely better than a game about digging a hole, and I definitely need to play more of it. But all in all, it's fine. Blair Witch. Blair Witch is interesting because as a game, it's okay. As a story, it's interesting. It's the kind of game that really, in order to understand it, you need to go through the entire thing multiple times, and it's not interesting enough to me for me to do that, but it is still a very fun and interesting game. So it beats Avowed on that one, but I have more personal. Actually, no. I think personal connection and like memories of Among Us has to stop carrying it at some point. And I feel bad having Among Us right there next to iDarb. You know, iDarb is incredible. Borderlands. This is a game that I need to play more of. I did play a lot of it, but I don't remember most of it, and that's kind of an issue. Breath of the Wild, I'm going to go ahead and put here. I don't think it's going to stay there because I think some games I have begun to realize that I like a lot. A lot. Actually, it might end up staying there. But we have Brotato. Brotato is... I like Balatro more than Brotato. I like Brotato more than iDarb, so that's a pretty simple one. And then Buckshot Roulette. Buckshot Roulette is fun. I need to play the multiplayer mode to really know how much I like it. I think I probably like it more than Brotato. No. I like it more than iDarb. But that's not going to carry it above Brotato, which is just a very fun game. There we go. I think that's why it was ending up first. There was a space in it. I keep forgetting how to sort, which is really embarrassing because I've been doing it a lot. Okay, the games that start with C, there is a lot of them. Hold. A lot of games start with the letter C, but we're gonna get through all of them pretty quickly. I'm gonna start at the bottom though. I really like Cyberpunk. It's not going above in Stars and Time, which is I think pretty firmly gonna get that number 3 slot at this point. But it's up there and I just started. Cuphead. I feel about the same about Cuphead as I have for a while, which is that it is fun but too difficult for me, and I like the challenge, and when I start playing it again, I think I'll really enjoy it a lot more. But until then, I'm probably not going to, you know? Crime Scene Cleaner. This game is going to go very high. I like it more than Balatro. It gives me that dopamine. I think it's better. It's more fun. It's very relaxing. Um, in the same way that Race the Sun got 48 last year on merit alone of being simple and relaxing. This game is simple and relaxing, but it also has very interesting story stuff. I still think it's not as good as Memories of Old, but it is a very fun and relaxing game. drink. Cookie clicker. Cookie clicker. I think deserves its spot um, before Blair Witch. This is not the correct spot for Blair Witch. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, I put that in the wrong spot. I think that's fair. Okay, Coffee Talk. Incredible story game. Sweet, cozy, cool. I think it's definitely gonna go beneath Baldur's Gate. Beneath Origami, but before Cuphead, I think, is the best spot for that. I keep leaving them all so close together, and I have to move like 30 things. Okay, Club Penguin. What is there to say about Club Penguin? Club Penguin was my childhood. There we go. Clover Pit. Clover Pit is Balatro if it was slots. I'm gonna be so real. I'm not a fan of slots. To the point that I think I actually did enjoy the first Assassin's Creed more. I keep forgetting that I actually really didn't enjoy uh, Bioshock. It was fine, don't get me wrong. I didn't enjoy the chunk of it that I got through. It took me a long time. Clone Drone in the Danger Zone is a delightful, very fun game. No. Okay. We're gonna skip this. I have a lot of complicated thoughts about Claire Obscure. And also, I think it would be really funny if I did it last and then not even. This is kind of as a bit. And I might edit the video. So, users that are watching either the full VOD or watching this live, I'm gonna do a shortened version of this. It's gonna be much longer than the other ones on YouTube. But I think what I might do is hold on to Claire Obscure for last, do a little bit where I put it first, and make a whole thing about how it wins because I love that joke so much, and then I'll put it where it actually is gonna go. So that's why it's gonna stay right here for now. So, Civilization 6. I really like Civ 6. I don't like it more than I think I like it more than Valhalla, but I don't like it more than Odyssey, Syndicate, or Shadows. Chained Together is a fine game. I didn't really get a chance to play it the way you're intended to. Nothing against it particularly, I just didn't appreciate it. We're going to get back to Celeste, because Celeste is one of those games where really I needed to play it more, and I still haven't played it all the way through. Carrion. Carrion is very fun. You play as a monster or an alien, I think. I haven't finished that one either, which is kind of sad because it's a pretty short game. I think I like it more than crime scene cleaner. That's not true. That's that's actually just not true at all. Again, nothing against the game. There's just a certain amount where I just didn't enjoy it. Um, oh no. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and okay, there we go. Candies and Curses is a mobile game that I've not played enough of, truly. So it's going over here. It is very fun though. Would recommend. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I have complicated feelings about this. On one hand, I had a very, very good time. It was engaging. It was a good game. So it's at least beating Origami. There's one section. There's a few sections that I just did not like, and there's one section that I really did like. So it's gonna go after Club Penguin. All right, Celeste. I've played a little bit more of this since last year. Having played a little bit more, I will say that it is fun. It is difficult. I'm not very good at it. It is fun. The only reason that this game is fun for me is because of the accessibility features. There's something that lets you time stop in the air so that you can point where you're going to go. It's the only reason I can get that game. For whatever reason, I can't get it otherwise. And I feel bad about that, and that has stopped me from finishing the game. I definitely enjoy it more than Clover Pit. I enjoy it more than Blair Witch. I enjoyed it more than About. Probably gonna put it right here. Okay. Sort, range. Sort range, sort. Okay. I'm gonna move that because I'm not actually sure what it is. Dante's Inferno. It's fine. Actually, I think by my definition, I didn't play enough of it to form a real opinion about it. I didn't enjoy it enough to play any more of it. Darkest Dungeon is a delightful, just so annoying game. Um, so it's gonna go right here between air and crime scene cleaner. Okay, Dauntless. It has been so long since I have played Dauntless, and that is simply because I do not enjoy it. I tried to play it again recently, and I enjoyed it even less. I think I enjoyed it. Not to be unfair to Bioshock Remastered, or I guess I'll just put Bioshock. But I do think I enjoyed Dauntless less than a game about digging a hole, but more than Bioshock. Dead by Daylight. I have beef with this game. It is unnecessarily competitive. People are mean about it. This is one of my least favorite games of all time. But I will put it above Block's Julius Caesar because that game is basically unplayable. Dead Cells. Dead Cells is difficult. Dead Cells is a difficult game. Where did I put Dead Cells last time? Dead Cells? Uh, you know what? I can see it. I still think I enjoy. I need to figure out how to set that to be default. Boom. Death Squared is a puzzle game where you play as a cuboid robot that tries not to die with the help of a friend. It's it's fun. I think I definitely enjoyed it more than Clover Pit. Although, if I'm being entirely honest, I think I enjoyed a game about digging a hole more than Clover Pit. Again, entirely objective list. It is not subject to change. Deathloop is a game that I need to play more of. It is interesting. It's fun. I did not get enough time with it. Deltarune. To be clear, I have only ever played the first two chapters of Deltarune. That being said, there is a reason I have not put any more time into this game. It's fine. It's an okay game. I probably enjoyed it. I probably still enjoy it more than Celeste. I also know that Celeste is going to shoot up as soon as I finish it. I really like Brotato and I really like Balatro. So, yeah. Okay, Disney Infinity 1, 2, and 3 are an interesting case. Because really, I think in the order of these largely depends on when characters were added. Disney Infinity 2. Um, Disney Infinity 2 added Marvel, and Disney Infinity 3 added Star Wars. So I think for that reason alone, it is going to go Disney Infinity 2, Disney Infinity 3, Disney Infinity. These are staying together. But quite simply, I enjoyed playing as the Marvel characters more than the Star Wars characters, more than the default characters. So now the question becomes, where do I put them? I think I'll put them after Baldur's Gate. Okay, we're going to copy and then we're going to backspace and then we're going to put those there. Cool. I think those are entirely fair. Doki Do we're gonna Doki Doki Literature Club, DDLC. I'm gonna put that right where it is. That's not true at all. Hold on. Boom. I think it gets to go above Disney Infinity, but I think Shadows, Syndicate, Baldur's Gate. Actually, you know what? Okay, that feels better. Dome Keeper, very, very fun game. Difficult for me because it's about keeping track of important things. Yeah. I'm gonna put it. Oh, no. That seems fair. I feel bad having crime scene cleaner so high, which is unfortunate for me because this is an objective list and there's nothing I can do about it. Donut County is such a good game. Where do I have it on here? The problem with this list is that I only play games that are good with very few exceptions. So it's really difficult to figure out. Where do I have Donut County? I know it's on here. It's really difficult to rank games because all of the games are just so good. Fortunately, I've been blessed by the prophets and thus have a level of objectivity that none can argue against. I can't see it, but I know it's here. 56. It's better than Crime Scene Cleaner. Better than Dome Keeper. You're going right there. Boom. Doom. I have beef with Doom as a game. I just don't like it. Really. Really, that's it. I think I like it more than Chained Together, for sure. So it's not going on the bottom, but it's not going high either. Dredge. Dredge is a fun game. I didn't end up finishing it. I could do to finish that game before forming an opinion about it. That being said, I'm going to form an opinion about it anyways. Um, Boom. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and sort range, sort. All right, the E games. Ensnared is going to be leaving here because I don't think I need to play more of it. I remember it being bad. Actually, no. If it's bad enough that I shouldn't re-explore it, it's just gonna go to the bottom. I think Dead by Daylight gets to move upwards a little bit. It wasn't playable. It was also in a genre I didn't like. The whole thing. Elden Ring. I need to play more of this game. I certainly have more than 3 hours on it, so it's not going into this list particularly, but I do need to play more of it. With the hours I have thrown away into this game, I can say two things. I enjoy boss fights. I do not like the rest of Souls games. That being said, it's certainly going above Balatro. Definitely above Crime Scene, above Dome Keeper, above Dredge, Donut County. Where do I have Elden Ring? I'd imagine it's pretty high up. I have 39? That's crazy. Although, this is where the good games start. I'm not surprised. I do think okay, I like that a little more. Enter the Gungeon. Enter the Gungeon is probably going to end up exactly where it already is. It's just what Enter the Gungeon is. I remember it being. It's pretty low. Yeah, Enter the Gungeon. It's fine. I I enjoy it more than Dead Cells. I enjoy it less than Celeste. And we're going to go through the F games because that shouldn't be too difficult. Fallout Shelter, as mobile games go, not the worst, but it's definitely not beating most things. I think it's. The more I think about it, the more I don't like Clover Pit. So it's going to go above Clover Pit. I think it's better than Dauntless, too. But Clover Pit is going to go down like here, truly. Okay, Fallout New Vegas. I really like this game. Not terribly surprising, all things considered, but I do really like Fallout New Vegas. I don't remember where I put it, but I do think I enjoy all of these Assassin's Creed games more, but I do think it's going to go. Um, there we go. That's good. Fear and Hunger. I really thought I would like this game. I don't have the time for futility, so it really affected how I experienced it. I never picked it back up. I do still think that it is a very interesting game, so it's gonna go there. Hey, can I get in there? Fortnite. Game Stonk Simulator. Surprisingly enough, not going as low as you would think. Because I do think I definitely enjoy. I think. Cool. Now, we go back through and we're going to sort these back up here. Sort range. Sort. Genesis Noir is a very, very good game. I don't think it's beating Doki Doki Literature Club levels of good, but it is beating Disney Infinity. The same is true of Chris, which I think actually deserves to be above Genesis Noir. So we're going to immediately. Goat Simulator. It's a fun game. The more I look at this, I feel like Disney Infinity actually needs to go here. What am I looking at? Goat Sim? Goat Sim will go here. Boom. Ghost Runner is a very fun game, a game that I've been thinking about picking back up and playing for a long time. I think it's. Yeah. Grime is. It's not a bad game. It just wasn't. It's not as good as most of these games. I think I'm gonna put it. I think it deserves right here. Hades. Hades is fun. I need to get and go finish it in its entirety, but it is a very fun game. It's gonna beat Clone Drone, probably gonna beat Elden Ring, gonna beat Cuphead, Coffee Talk, Origami. Easy up until like here, basically. Halcyon 6. Okay, we're gonna skip a few of these for the sake of some of these. It's been so long that I don't recognize them by name. Hitman. Hitman is very fun. Um, I want to say there's a step here. Pretty good jump. Hollow Knight, just because of how much it's going to move, is going to move upwards. Hugh. Right there. Hyrule Warriors. Actually, we're going to go to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms because I want to talk about how much can you truly enjoy an idle game? And I think the answer is less than Pirates of the... A little bit more than Pirates of the Enchiridion is the answer to that question. We're going to skip in Stars and Time. And we're going to skip basically anything that's going to move too much. Injustice 2. Yes. Jotun. I need to play more of. Jump Force. Also, I think all of these Connect games are going to end up in about the same spot. Jump Force is a fine fighting game. People do not like my opinions on Jump Force. Sorry, my objective knowledge about Jump Force, but I don't think it's a terrible game. We're gonna remove this because I also didn't play a lot of it. I don't want to play more of it particularly. All right, we're gonna skip the Connect games because I feel like I need to explain each one because they are not the most popular of games, particularly. Let's get the Lego games because I'm gonna have to explain each one. We're gonna grab Marvel Rivals and we're gonna go ahead and move it pretty low. Lower than Bioshock. Just because it's the best hero shooter doesn't mean that I like hero shooters. We're gonna take Minecraft. We're gonna put it right back where it belongs. I doubt anything is going to top Minecraft for a long time. I also think we're just gonna go ahead and grab in Stars and Time and we're gonna put it right there because I really like that game. Mimic Logic. Mimic Logic is an interesting case because it's fun. It's a fun game, but there's something so annoying about it. Mimic Logic is a logic puzzle game where you go through, you talk to chests, and you figure out which ones are mimics and which ones have loot. The problem is, and they tell you this out the jump, the way that they've made the game means that there is unsolvable puzzles and you're meant to just skip chests, and then at the end you get a chest count. It tells you how many out of the total that you got. but that count doesn't consider how many were impossible to sniff out. So it pretends to be a logic game, but it wants you to guess, and it annoys me to the point that it's okay. It doesn't annoy me enough to go beneath Marvel Rivals, but still. Mirror's Edge is another one that I really need to play more of, but it's so pretty. It's fun to move. Hmm. Trying to see, are any of these obvious? It's too many Star Wars games. Okay. Also, too many Warhammer games for someone who doesn't play Warhammer, I would say. Sort A to Z. Let's sort these A to Z. All right. Magic the Gathering Arena. Let's see where I had it last time because it's in a very interesting case where I really like Magic the Gathering, but I really do not like Arena. So it sort of cancels out as like a mid sort of game. I gotta put it above Jump Force, and that's where that's staying. Halcyon 6 was that game where we made a bunch of choices about our space station, and I did enjoy that game, but I like a lot of these games more. This seems like a crazy lineup, and I'm gonna have to go back through and make sure I like the order of things. Let's see, how many of these are just games I need to play more? I need to play more Slime Rancher. I need to play more We Happy Few. I need to play more Rogue Trader. I need to play more Space Marine too. Actually, no, I don't. I played enough of that. I didn't play 2 hours of that, and I'm not going to play more of it because it's not very fun. Uh, I really only played Escapist 2, and I do need to play more of it. I'm trying to be increasingly objective. I'm not going to play more of that, and I didn't play it enough. Some crazy callbacks on this list. Who made this list? I need to play more Overcooked. I need to play more Neverwinter. I remember enjoying it, but that's it. I do not need to play more Lego Fortnite, but I technically haven't hit that 2 hour mark that we're trying for. Sort, range, alphabet. Okay. Inscription. Very, very fun game. I don't remember where I put it last time, but I know it's too low. I put Inscription is 87. I know, I can tell you right now, it is going above Balatro, above Dome Keeper, da 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 da, above Hitman, but beneath Injustice 2. Iconic. Skipping the Connect games, skipping the Lego games. Middle Earth, Shadow of War? Middle Earth, Shadow of War is such a fun feeling game. Boom. Peggle 2. Peggle 2 simply cannot go that high. It's limited by the fact that it's Peggle, unfortunately. I think this is where that's going to go, which I'm sure is higher than you expected based on my last comment about it, because it's too high. It gets to go above Magic the Gathering Arena. There's also so many Pokemon games. Pico Park really is another one that I have to play more of. That's going to be true. Okay. I really like Peak, and I really like Repo, but because I've really only played them a little bit, they are games I need to play more of. You're going to sort by alphabet again. Sort range, alphabetical. We can go ahead and put Binding of Isaac. There's so many more games that, because I played so many games last year, because I realized how few games I've actually ever played in my life, I did end up with a few more bad games, some would say. So this bottom of the list is almost as difficult as the top of the list, unlike last year. All right. Um Super Mario Galaxy. No longer at the bottom. Hold on. I fully almost skipped Binding of Isaac. I like I maintain that the order of my liking of these games is actually, you know what? I'm gonna do myself a favor and I'm gonna remove the games that I have no recollection of playing, which means The Binding of Isaac. Actually, you know what? No. The Binding of Isaac gets to go above Dead by Daylight. I'm do with that what you will. Do 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 do. Another game that's not going to be particularly high is The World Next Door, entirely because of its ending. That game is interesting. It's fun. It's well made, but the ending hits you out of nowhere. It resolves nothing. And that is so unfortunate because it's an otherwise very solid game. I think World Next Door can go right there. Yeah. Also, notice Hollow Knight is 100 on here, and I'm skipping it. You can only imagine why. What was the other game that I needed to? Super Mario Galaxy. Where are you? Super Mario Galaxy is maybe my least favorite game of all time. Okay, it's a little unfair. I'm actually gonna. This is the correct order. I am gonna remove Chain Together for the same reason as the other, like, friendship games. Just didn't have the chance to play them as intended, really. Call of the Wild. See, now I feel like I'm being really mean to a little on the left. Because that one's only down here because of like personal preference. Some of the other ones are down here because they're just not good games, you know? Or they're just not to the level of these other games. There's nothing wrong with A Little to the Left. I just personally didn't enjoy it. Although I guess technically it's not within my 2 hour thing anyways. I will have to give it another try. The same is true about Red Dead Redemption, actually. Nope. Sort range, sort. Okay. This is another one that I just need to play more of. I think the thing is, Solitarica is my best case scenario for Balatro. Okay, that feels a little better. Super Smash Bros. Where is Injustice 2? I know I said last time, a little strongly, perhaps, that Injustice 2 is the best fighting game ever. And while I maintain that it is a good fighting game, I am putting Super Smash Bros. Above it. Torchlight. I was interested by Torchlight, so I'll add it to the I need to play it more list. What is the fall? I remember this one. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I forgot the name of it. The fall is really good. Not I'm putting Solitaire Cup above Dredge, I don't care. It's good. I really like everything above it. So much more. Tharsis, I believe, is the one where you got cannibal dice. If I feel like it, I might go through Tharsis video game. Yeah, Tharsis is the one with cannibal dice. If I feel like it, I'll probably go through and add pictures of each of these games when I go through and edit, but also quite probably not because not really feeling it. Boom. Nine needs to know my dirty little secret. Sort range alphabetical. Okay. What is Mortal Shell? I think I remember this one as, yeah, it's the Souls-like. I didn't get to play enough of it to really make a judgment on it. I'm avoiding all of the big ones. Okay, Mother Gunship is very fun. Mm, you know what? I'm gonna split up the Disney Infinities. I also, hot take, thinking about what came in each Disney Infinity, think I prefer the first one. No, because I think you can backwards compatible your adventures. No. Interesting. I still think I Actually, going back thinking about it, it was the third one that we played most often. So we'll stick with that. Sea of Stars is a game I need to play more of. I really like Slay the Princess. Do I like it more than Cyberpunk? Yes. Yes, I do. Minecraft Dungeons, the best Diablo game by a non negligible amount. Minecraft Dungeons. Cool. Okay. Skyrim, I'm going to rank based on where Avowed is. Because I like Skyrim more than Avowed. I like it more than Tharsis. Boom. I did not get far enough into this to make a judgment. Final final decision there. Stardew Valley. We'll get to that later. Oh my goodness. There's so many of these that I'm like, I don't want to do this because I'm gonna say that I need to play more of this one, actually. Despite having played more of it than Space Marine 2, I can tell you Space Marine 2 is ooh. It's going right there. That is a fun game. Speaking of fun games, Super Hot is a delight. Super Hot occupies a very similar space in my head to Mother Gunship. So we're gonna well, first we're gonna do this because really these go here. And then we're gonna take all this, we're gonna move it to like I really didn't play enough of that, and I don't particularly want to. I keep finding more things. It's like I really didn't play enough of that to be making a judgment call. Plants vs. Zombies. Plants vs. Zombies 2. Plants vs. Zombies 2. This is such an interesting thing. Okay, there is an issue with this list, I think. I'm taking back what I said about Super Smash Bros. I Injustice 2. In Injustice 2. Yeah, that seems right. That's the thing I put super hot way too high. Mm. Pokemon Black. Actually, we're just gonna grab, I think, all the Pokemon games, basically. Uh, okay, Pokemon Black. And then we're gonna move all of the ones that aren't gonna be in this section, basically. Hey, you spelled Pokemon Eevee. It is two E's. I knew it. Okay, Pokemon Black. Okay. Pokemon Go. Sorry, I was very quiet for that chunk. I just so many Pokemon games and for what? Pokemon Go. Boom. Okay. There we go. Pokemon Go will go there. Did I do Pokemon Moon? Moon? Sort. A to Z. Okay. Hollow Knight. Okay. Need I say more? Hollow Knight jumped so high up once I actually played it, as is of course true for any game. Once you play it, you actually like it more. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Oh, okay, where is see Animal Crossing is all the way down here. I like Animal Crossing more than Stardew Valley. I like okay, we're gonna move this to there and to this to there. I'm thinking maybe the shortened version of this VOD might just be me reading through the list of games with with of course the minor edit that Expedition 33 will in fact be at the very top. I don't think it'll go there. I think Minecraft is fine where it is, sort. But I do think it'll be very funny to, instead of going through the entire VOD and editing it down, just going down the list. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It'll make my life easier. It'll get this VOD out on time. Uh, Fridays and Sundays. Fridays for whatever the first stream is, and then Sundays for whatever the second one is, if I manage to do two in a week. If I end up streaming later in the week as my first stream, then it might be Sunday, but I'm aiming for 12 EST on those days. Mario Odyssey is in a weird spot because I don't. It's been a long time. Yeah, I like that. I really like that game. Skylanders Imaginators is fun. It's not Disney Infinity levels of fun. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna switch hue for inscription. Control Z, Control Z. I'm gonna put hue in front of Dredge because I really like Solitarica. Yeah, I like that. Lego Dimensions is like Skylanders if I liked it more. But not by much, interestingly enough. So we are just gonna put Skylanders Imaginators down by 1. And that's it for now. Sort range. I think we're almost at the point where I can see all of the game. Okay, Titanfall 2. Can't believe it's taken me this long to get there. I like Titanfall 2 this much. And I think that's about all I can say. Samurai vs. Zombies Defense is the game I grew up playing. And I really like it. But it is, in fact, still just a mobile game. I'm gonna put it here. Sorry, Pokemon Shield. Sort. Lego Star Wars. I like Lego Star Wars less than Lego Superheroes, and less than the one we just did, Dimensions. Uh, I'm beginning to think that I put Cyberpunk higher than I actually believe it deserves. I think it deserves very high, but I think it doesn't deserve. No, I think it also deserves above. Um, deserves right there. Slay the Spire might be my favorite roguelike. In fact, I think it is my favorite roguelike. So, yeah, I think just above Warhammer is good. Okay, I can officially see all of them here. We're just gonna skip that. Connect Star Wars. Where did I have that last time? I had that just after Tears of the Kingdom and just before Minecraft Dungeons. If I'm being honest, I think just before Minecraft Dungeons is the right spot for that. But I think Titanfall should be higher. I think Titanfall should be above Odyssey. And Odyssey should be under Civ. which means there's officially nothing between Odyssey and Valhalla, which I think is fair, actually. I'm gonna put Connect. I'm gonna put the Star Wars game after Slay the Spire. See, I've played too many games that are really good. Night Squad is in a very similar state as IDARB, but is more fun than Magic the Gathering. You know what? Actually, I think it's more fun than Super Hot. Nope, that's not true. Thinking about it for a moment has dissuaded that. But it is a fun game. Actually, now that I think about it, no, it's really not. It'll go above Tharsis. That's fair. And I'm gonna put Pokemon Go. Okay. I think this is the point where I need to just kind of grab everything and move it downwards. Just this giant chunk. Just gotta grab, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. Lego Marvel superheroes. Um, did I end up putting Lego Star Wars up? I did. It's down there. That seems right. Yes, that is correct. Connect Joyride. Nearly unplayable game, but so fun when it works. Um, I'm moving this downwards. Moving this downwards. And I'm moving this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move this up. Q is going to go where Fear and Hunger is. Hugh will go above Dome Keeper. There we go. That feels correct. Or more correct, anyways. We are now. They have met at the bottom, almost. I might move the entire thing down 3. No, I will not. Race the Sun. No, we're going to do Connect Adventures. Not the best Connect game. Because Connect Star Wars is the best Connect game. But following Connect Star Wars, I just had it. You know what? I'm gonna split up the infinities again. Because I'm gonna move a bunch of things up. Okay, that feels nice. Um, The Division 2. One of my favorite shooters. I think maybe the only shooter that feels better. Hmm, Space Marine and I guess Titanfall. I like Titanfall a lot, not because of how it feels to play. Still, I think I'm gonna move Cuphead below Elden Ring, and I'm going to move Coffee Talk above Origami. Okay. Rocket League is not my favorite game. Tharsis is kind of the cutoff point for games that I think are like my favorite because they're good. I think Rocket League falls below that, below this, below this. I think it goes here, and I think Avowed goes beneath. I think Avowed might go here, actually. Just to be clear about how I just do not like it, you know? Undertale is an odd case because I don't enjoy playing Undertale, but it is very important to who I am. I think where Plants vs. Zombies is odd. Okay. The Spectrum Retreat. One of the first games I ever streamed. Such a fun game. But I think it'll go there. Solar Ash, very fun game. Did not play enough of it. Yes, there's still some of those. I'm Roblox. Also, kind of here. It was just very important, but I don't think I ever really enjoyed it. That's not true. I did when I was little. Okay, real quick. These two are moving to be here. What? Actually, don't even. And I think Roblox can go. I think here is fair, and then I'm gonna move Grime a little lower. Probably just before that. And then I'm gonna move Plants vs. Zombies a little lower. Or Plants vs. Zombies 2. Sort range. Okay. This is where stuff gets difficult. Removing that because I don't remember enough of it. This feels too short to put high, but it's fun. What is this experience better than? Just because of how short it is. To say nothing of its quality. My enjoyment of it was probably just about. I I played some as actually. You know what? There. I think putting this above Animal Crossing New Horizons is somewhat wild as a concept. Terraria, whichever one you think is correct. It should be fairly high. Terraria is above Plants vs. Zombies this time, which I think is fair. Snaky Bus. This game should not be high for the sake of it. It is short, it is simple, it is. This is another one where I think it's sort of a slight to put anything beneath it. And I will say I enjoyed a game about digging a hole more than Snaky Bus. Okay, I also enjoyed Stardew Valley more than Snaky Bus, let's be fair. And then Death Squared. Actually, no. I'm gonna leave that right where it is, actually. This game was very fun, the Tomb Raider game. Was it Mario Odyssey fun? No. Was it Fallout New Vegas fun? No. Was it Hades fun? No. Disney Infinity 2 fun? No. Was it The Division fun? I think. No. I am gonna put it. I'm gonna put it here. And I'm gonna take Memories of Old. I'm gonna put it after Darkest Dungeon. And I'm going to take Clone Drone. And I'm going to move it to just before Donut County. And I'm going to take. I think this goes all the way down without break at this point. I'm going to boom, boom. We are at the point where we're choosing the best of the best. The best of the best of the best. Is it disorienting that I'm on the other side of the screen? It's disorienting me because I've never seen the drawing from this side because I can't flip it in my brain. That would be absurd. You know? Sort alphabetically. Okay. Let's start with games that shouldn't be very high. Saturnalia. Fun. It's more fun than Tharsis, and I don't think it's as fun as Night Squad, so we're gonna. Actually, no, that's not fair to Tharsis, I don't think. No, it is. Just because these games are fun. It's getting close. Just kind of where things go. Okay. Rayman Legend. Actually, no, we're gonna do Spider Heck. Spider Heck is fun. Not much else to say about it. It's a fun game. I think probably gonna go right here ish. Steven Universe saved the light. I had it here. And I don't disagree with it being high up, but I also think a lot of games I've either started to perceive as better or just I've played newer games. I also added games that I had played to this list. Like Fallout New Vegas was up here. Some of the Assassin's Creed games fell down a little. I think this is going to go above Disney Infinity 2. Yeah. But after Origami. Spider Hack needs to go where it belongs. Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna be so real. My opinions on Tears of the Kingdom have changed massively. But so have my opinions on Breath of the Wild. I think Tears of the Kingdom. I think Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild have very little between them in terms of what I think about them, which is crazy to say because I put all of these games above Tears of the Kingdom. I thought about it. I like Tears of the Kingdom. Okay. The Stanley Parable. I did not mind this game. I also did not particularly care for this game. I find it beneath Spectrum Retreat for sure. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to take this. I'm going to move it over here. I am going to do the same. What was it that I saw that I think I need to play more? Because I saw something and I was like, did I play enough of that for it to be there? It was up high. What was it? I just looked at this. Guys. Guys. What the what? I remember. I'm going to take I'm going to take Elden Ring and move it over here as well. Rayman Legends. Uh, I'm also going to move Fear and Hunger to need to play more. Okay. Hyrule Warriors. Where did I put it last time? I think I put it 66. Where Lego Star Wars is now. And you know what? That doesn't seem bad, but I'm going to move Crime Scene Cleaner. Here. And then the more I think about it, the more that Connect to Joyride moves downwards. Uh Boom. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I think Helldivers does not go above Disney Infinity 3. Actually, no, I enjoy it. I'll put it there. Two more games. Three more. Sorry. First things first. Go ahead and grab everything and just boom, boom. Boom. There are no more gaps. We're going to slot things in where we see fit. We're going to start with Race the Sun. We're going to go to where Race the Sun is. Race the Sun. 40. Do I like Race the Sun more than Darkest Dungeon? Yes. Do I like it more than Tomb Raider? No. So that is kind of the perfect spot for it, interestingly enough. Now, Yomi. Yomi, Yomi, Yomi. Where do you belong? Yomi. I like you more than Balatro and less than Rotato. Okay. No, wait. I need to Control C backspace. And with the list nearly complete, let's go ahead and grab our final game. I'm gonna step out for just a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and move it to. No, I'm not. I'm gonna step out for a bit. I'm gonna freaking get the thing that I'm gonna turn into the shortened version. And then stream will be over. So I'll be right back. All right. I am back and ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. Going to our number one spot. Expedition 33. Hold on. Nope, that's the wrong gray. There we go. Going to our number one spot. Claire Obscure. Expedition 33. Woo! Okay, obviously that's a bit. So, where, oh where, you ask, is our resident, still the wrong color, where, I'm gonna go all the way back up before I say that. Come on, come on. So, where, oh where, is Game of the Year going to be? My voice hurts and I'm tired, so we'll have to wait some other time before I can give my spiel about Expedition 33. What I will say now is that I very much enjoyed it and am very aware of the parts of it that I did not enjoy. I thought the ending was a little contrived, and I found it interesting, but I found the change from what the start of the game tells me it's going to be to what the game becomes at the end to be a little infuriating. In the same way that the ending of Game of Thrones as a show is a little infuriating because of how that show is set up, how this game set up kind of messes with the ending. I've not played through everything, but I have played through the entire story. And I'm told that if you do the things that aren't the story, that you have a better time. But the characters yell at you the entire time that you're on a time crunch. So I found it very difficult to justify not doing the story quests. I got through most of the game wildly underleveled. You can get through that game pretty easily. You don't have to parry. I dodged the entire time, unless it was something really forgiving, like jumping over an attack is really easy. A gradient parry is really easy. I don't have the timing to parry, so I dodged. And dodging gets you through a lot of the game, even if you're too low level. If you build yourself as a sort of glass cannon type thing. The game gets really difficult and really easy depending on where you are in a way that feels like you're going up steps, but I think that's generally normal for the genre. I've not played a lot of RPGs like this. I appreciate the being engaged during your turn and during enemy turns and that having a benefit. That made my life easier because the reason I don't particularly enjoy these games is because there's a lot of nothing as the animation plays. I have been known at times to turn off my Pokemon animations because they take so long. So I really appreciated that. But all in all, I really like this game. Some of the characters are really interesting and some of them kind of aren't, depending on who is become main character. There's a lot of things that kind of come out of nowhere. Um, in my opinion, I really just want to sit down and play through more of it at some point, but that's not going to happen anytime soon because that game, at the very least, that game left me feeling tired of playing it after there's a point at the end of Act 1 where the entire status quo changes in a way that's interesting, but in a way that kind of feels like a betrayal. And then at the end of Act 2, the same thing happens. And while it's interesting and good storytelling, it you get tired of it. There was a point where I thought, "Oh no, there's going to be an act 4 and something else drastic is going to change." And there wasn't, thankfully, because I was getting really tired. The the endings also aren't satisfying, and that's intentional, I'm aware. But after going into a game expecting it to be something and then it's not that, there's sort of a sour taste to it. But ignoring my qualms with the ending and ignoring the characters, it is a delightful game. The story is interesting, even if I don't fully appreciate some of the things that it's doing. I can admit that it is a very good story with a it knows the story it's trying to tell, is what I'm trying to get at. And I liked it. The music is stunning, the visuals are stunning. I've never had a better time doing a boss fight. And we all know I'm a big fan of boss fights. That's part of the reason I enjoy Elden Ring, even though I've never gotten far into Elden Ring, is because I really like boss fights. I like learning a boss, I like doing it. These are probably some of the best boss fights I've ever done. Some of them felt unfair, but once you get the hang of it, it's okay. Some of them felt too easy. Again, one of my big things with this game is that everything is really, really difficult until it's trivial. And if there is a sweet spot there, I never found it. I went through going from objective to objective as fast as I could manage. So I spent a lot of time just redoing boss fights for hours instead of going and grinding and leveling up because I don't play games like this, so I didn't think about it. I just went and did the thing. I don't know if grinding and fighting every low level enemy would have particularly made my experience better though, because I always find it annoying when you can't really avoid an encounter. And you can kite most of the encounters, but there's times where I just got trapped in a corner and then I had to do fights that would kill me and just kill me over and over again, and it wasn't even a boss fight. Which is, of course, my big problem with Elden Ring, also. Games like that, just if you get stuck in a loop where you're dying and dying and dying, you there's a point where you just have to throw yourself at it forever. And that can be fun, but it isn't when it's something trivial instead of something story meaningful. I don't enjoy that. I really like this game. I really like some of the characters. Some of the characters get dropped. I'm repeating myself a lot. Some of the characters get dropped during Act 2 and then just kind of fully ignored during Act 3, which is really unfortunate. But every character is at least surface level interesting. Everyone feels different to play, so it's really easy to figure out who your favorite is. The who I would say is the main character feels intentionally designed to be the most fun to play by merit of being simple but powerful. Almost every other character, every character that isn't one of the main characters by the end of the game is somewhat complex. No, the main characters are somewhat complex to play. There's a little bit of strategy. Um, Sorry, I'm talking about Expedition 33. Been rambling. There's a little bit of strategy with those main two characters, but all of the other characters have really unique, different, sort of out there styles, which makes them very fun to play but difficult to plan around sometimes. Hold on. This list isn't done. Slow down. Also, that is crazy. Oh, that's the first list. That doesn't count. So blue is last year's list, and green is this year's. But yeah, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, will not be winning first place despite the bit that I did earlier. But it's not going low. I'll tell you that much. I think truly, it's gonna go. It's gonna go right there. Right? There's my list. I also get a list of games that I need to play. Oh goodness, that's so bright. Get that out of here. Uh, yeah. Do you want me to? I'm actually gonna read. Oh, bottom to top is actually a great idea. I was gonna read through the entire list, and I was gonna make that the shortened version of the VOD on YouTube. It was just gonna be me reading the list instead of me going through and like jump cutting the way I did for the Magic deck. So if you give me a minute, do you want me to read through last year's or this year's? Okay. I'm not actually sure if this year's is staying in the order that it's in because I didn't actually look it over. But from bottom to top, I'm going to start at 100. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. Okay. The 100, the top 100 games of all time, objectively speaking. Gray is just the area that is beyond the top 100. Gray is just where that cutoff is. It still goes down in these columns. It still follows these columns. It's just those are things under 100. I probably could just actually go ahead and scroll down ridiculously far. Could make it just like washed out versions of the colors. Or just really bright versions of the colors. Because that's not particularly washed out. I don't know why I said washed out. That's not what that means. There we go. Is that better? Oh, oh, don't you worry. These are objectively true. I say, lying through my teeth. Okay, the top 100 games of all time as of 2026, from lowest to highest: Rocket League, Cookie Clicker, Pokemon Go, Among Us, Tharsis, Saturnalia, Carrion, Idarb, Jump Force, Plants vs. Zombies 2, Magic the Gathering Arena, Superhot, Mind Control Delete, Grime, Peggle 2, Connect Joyride, Halcyon 6, Pokemon Shield, Samurai vs. Zombies Defense, Skyrim, Roblox, Buckshot Roulette, Dead Cells, Enter the Gungeon, Celeste, Deltarune, Dome Keeper, Hue, Crime Scene Cleaner, Spider Heck, Balatro, Your Only Move is Hustle, Rotato, Hyrule Warriors, Lego Star Wars, Goat Simulator, Hitman, Dredge, Rayman Legends, Skylanders Imaginators, The Fall, Solitarica, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lego Dimensions, Pokemon Moon, Inscriptions, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Donut County, Clone Drone in the Danger Zone, Injustice 2, The Stanley Parable, Darkest Dungeon, Race the Sun, Tomb Raider, Mother Gunship, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Disney Infinity, The Spectrum Retreat, Connected Ventures, Disney Infinity 3.0, Cuphead, Helldivers 2, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Disney Infinity 2.0, Steven Universe Save the Light, Origami, Coffee Talk, Hades, Fallout New Vegas, Club Penguin, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Mario Odyssey, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, Connect Star Wars, Slay the Spire, Minecraft Dungeons, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Terraria, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Middle-earth Shadow of War, Plants vs. Zombies, Civilization 6, Titanfall 2, Genesis Noir, Gris, Undertale, Ghost Runner, Hollow Knight, Pokemon Black, Doki Doki Literature Club, Cyberpunk 2077, Tears of the Kingdom, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Baldur's Gate 3, Stray Gods, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Breath of the Wild, Slay the Princess, In Stars and Time, Minecraft. Okay, now that the list is done, so what do you mean? Hollow Knight's not actually solo. Hollow Knight's number 14. I will be fair. Last year, last year, admittedly, Hollow Knight was solo because I couldn't get out of the first area. I just couldn't. I was stuck. I had too much pride to look up a guide or ask a friend. I rage quit Hollow Knight and put it as number 100. What else are you curious about? What seems to be the problem, guys? Okay. So, I really liked Expedition 33. I actually talked about it while you were asking me. Hmm? Oh, there's so many problems with Expedition 33, don't get me wrong, but I liked it. And this is 100% objective list. This isn't my opinion. This is actually I was given visions from God. That's why the list is the way it is. Apollo told me so. But no, genuinely really enjoyed playing Expedition 33. And to be transparent, these lists are games that I have played. This is not based on all games. It's only games I have experienced. I also removed a bunch because as you can see, there's a large chunk of games that I have played that I have not played enough of. So that's what this list over here is. I mostly like this list. I'm not going to go through and change it because I already did the thing where I read the whole thing. What's wrong with this list? Roblox is not higher than New Vegas. That would be crazy. Whoever did that would be foolish. I actually don't know where Roblox is. I don't know where any of these games are. Okay, Roblox is above Skyrim. Um, that might be the one thing that's wrong. Fallout New Vegas is not down here though. Fallout New Vegas is up here. I think Fallout New Vegas is very respectably just behind Club Penguin. Also, to be fair, I have played enough of Skyrim to make a judgment on it, but not enough of it to make a make an accurate judgment on it. I don't like the kind of game that Skyrim is, unfortunately. Same with BioShock. I like BioShock. It's very aesthetically nice. I'm just not a big fan of BioShock, like the way it plays. And that is in fact a factor. I'm gonna click right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. I just don't like it. I think that's the one at the bottom. No, but it's pretty close. I just don't like Super Mario Galaxy. Although I will give it some credit. Um, it definitely deserves to be higher than it is, and that's on me. There we go. I I don't like Doom. I understand that it's like the first shooter or whatever, that it's important to the industry. That doesn't make it a fun game. No, it's because when I tried to play it, I couldn't look up, and it annoyed me. Because why can they shoot down at me, but I can't look up and shoot them? Uh, Stardew Solo, because I don't like it. I'm just not a fan. Yes. This is the original Doom. The original Doom is down there. I haven't played Doom 2016. Oh, also, Foxy, thanks for following. I don't get those notifications very quickly, so I don't know how long you've been followed for, but thank you. That's very sweet. Let's see. Also, another thing about this list is that most of them are very solid games. Most of these are very solid games, okay? I'm not, all in all, I haven't played too many bad video games. I've managed to avoid most of them. Are some of these stepping outside of the bit? Are some of these here entirely because of specific memories I have playing them? Yes. There's no reason for Disney Infinity 2 to be any higher than 80, let alone the other ones. But I liked Disney Infinity a lot, and that's like the big thing I played with my siblings. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee is so high because it's the first Pokemon game my little brother played, and I got to experience his first Pokemon game with him. Like some of these are just up here for memory's sake. I do feel really bad for Baldur's Gate slipping so far down, but there is so much bias in this list. That's why I've been saying it's objective. None of these are perfect games by any means, but I want to say like the first. I want to say the first 30 are either because of how fun they are to play or because of personal stuff. Like Warhammer Space Marine 2 is not on here because I have some memory with it. It's just really fun. If you've never played Space Marine 2, I recommend it. I recommend anything north of, yeah, I think as a blanket statement, I recommend everything north of Disney Infinity. So 37 and up. Blanket statement, you should play these games. Okay, that's not true actually. I would not recommend you play Let's Go. Games 30, everything 30 and up I think are also just they're fun to play, okay? They're fun to play. I shouldn't have to justify myself. Wait a minute. Oh, also, did you see that I have emotes? I finally turned myself into an emote. You can do a string of them to tell me that I'm yapping. I wish I could do an animated one, but I don't think I can. But if I could, I would have it just opening and closing its mouth. I Minecraft is the most important thing. Minecraft has been the most important thing in my life for a very long time. Minecraft was the first video game I ever played. It was the first video game that I ever got to play with all three of my younger siblings. It was the first video game most of them played. Um, and it's the only game that I know I will go back to. Like I can't say with confidence that I'm going to go back and replay Expedition 33. I'm not going to say that I'm going to go replay the entirety of Instars in time, but I will always go back to Minecraft, and it's consistent. I do agree. Minecraft Dungeons is very fun. That's why it's so high. I love Minecraft Dungeons, but I can't play Minecraft Dungeons consistently. And I can play Minecraft consistently. I do, in fact, play Minecraft consistently. Why is Helldivers at 40? Because again, I like so many other games more. I don't even think I have Helldivers installed right now, which is unfortunate because I have been seeing you talk about the updates and I do really want to play them. Uh, but these games just ended up higher. I now have a list of games that I need to play. I also might bring back the wheel. Were you here for the wheel? I might bring back the wheel. Tears of the Kingdom moved up by a lot, is another thing. Some of these games moved up higher. Uh, Hollow Knight's generational jump from 100 to 14 might never be beaten. Yeah, that's my list. Tune in next year, hopefully in January, if you want to see the next one. This list will be available. Um, it'll be in the description of the VOD and the abridged VOD, and it'll also be on Blue Sky. All the links are right there. Yada 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 yada. I'm gonna go ahead and close out of the list. There we go. I'm gonna put myself back on the correct side because that was messing with me a little. Hopefully, it didn't mess too much with anybody else. Probably not. If you want to do better, send me your list. I'll look at anybody's list. I'll do a list review if I get enough lists. I'm always willing to hear other people's opinions on media. I'll post the link to the list in your server and see what happens. I'm considering having it so that anybody with the link can join and leave comments on it, so that next year when I do this, I can see everyone's comments on my list. I think that would be fun. Actually, I think I can do that now, can't I? All right, I'll put it in. I will put it in my server for anybody who wants to look. And then I'll put it in yours because I think most people are not in fact in mine. All right. All right. The link is in my server. It's in your server. It's gonna be on Blue Sky. It's gonna be in the description. Yeah. Who wants to go watch some Deltarune? Because that's where we're going. We're gonna go raid into Sandy, who is a delight. So please be on your best behavior. Not that I can tell you much what to do. Bye bye.